Oh, and we live, baby. Live and direct. Flight from Santo Domingo to JFK. Direct. It's your boy Fabian PerspecTV. Friendly Fire. Episode 3. Calling it the Lindor Game. I meant to record it earlier. I couldn't do it. I'm a family man, baby. I got things to do. METS with the epic loss tonight. They took a L that was. It took the steam out of my the whole theme of the title, the Lindor Game. So much momentum going into it. Man. I guess we'll start with that first. The Mets lose 7-0 to the Cardinals. To the what is this piano? This piano's bothering me. Hold on. I think it's actually coming from the computer. Oh. My bad. I was trying to do something on Twitch. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. We doing it, baby. Mets lose 7-0 to St. Louis. The usual with them, Wainwright and Yadi. They're moving up on the villain list. That's what I tweeted earlier. I don't know if they're passing Chipper Jones yet, man. Chipper Jones was a thorn on our side. San Francisco's up 9-1 on the Padres. That's helping us out in the standings in the wild card. The Cardinals are in the mix as well for the wild card. Let me add that in there. San Diego's currently in the wild spot position. Let me see the right 13th. Today's the 14th, but San Diego's currently in that spot. They're down 9-1. I doubt they're coming back. They have runners in scoring position, second and third on the Giants. It'll be a monumental comeback if they do win this game. But it looks like they'll lose their 69th game. I don't know why people don't count the losses when they factor in how many games back teams are from the leading team in the standings. But Cincinnati has 69 losses, as you can see here. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry. Cincinnati has 69 losses along with St. Louis. So St. Louis and San Diego will be tied. And they're going to have Cincinnati. St. Louis and San Diego will be tied. They're going to have Cincinnati ahead by the end of the night because they always do that. You can see here St. Louis is 74 and 69, and they have a .517 winning percentage. So San Diego's will drop to 517 if this loss takes place, and Cincinnati will be in the second wild card slot. So at least the Mets have that going for them, and they'll be 4 games behind the leading teams. But we got to go to. It was still a bad loss. I mean, Wainwright was Wainwright. He was killing us as usual. It was bad. It was really bad. It was awful. It was just awful. But at least you just get to know what greatness is. Wainwright is great. That curveball is another level. I think he pitched 7 innings because I didn't see him in the 8th. All right. Wainwright. Just say it there. 103, 103 pitches. I don't even know what 58 means. Does that mean strikes? I have no idea. Innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He has a 2.88 ERA. That's insane. That's insane. 16-7 on the year. Richie Hill, I don't want to say he struggled, but 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and that seems to be the issue with the Mets, which I wanted to touch on. I'm going to make a short for that. But I've been obsessed with looking at innings pitched. The Mets are the worst in the league in innings pitched. And shout out to Mets, I think Mets Metrics. He was trying to help me understand it. Like I get it that innings pitched is the amount of pitches pitched. Those are the amount of outs the pitchers have. So imagine someone Wainwright pitched into the 6th inning and says 6 on the scoreboard, but he doesn't get any outs. So technically he pitched 5 innings. So I get that. And then eventually you'll have the other pitchers who pitch in the game. Since they're on the road, they have to pitch the 9 innings. So it's always going to total 9 innings. I'm trying to see how is it that the Mets result in having the least amount of innings pitched. Are they just focusing on the starters? Right? And I mean, it's a huge gap. That's 64 innings pitched less than the league leading Los Angeles Dodgers. And look, who's leading the league? Dodgers, Rays, Giants, Brewers, Mariners in the playoff mix. Cincinnati's in the playoff. They're about to take the second slot in the wild card in the National League. The Red Sox, Yankees, Astros. We got to go all the way down to the Twins, 12th in the league, before we get to a non-playoff team. The Mariners are in the mix now also. So that's a major difference. And they all have, look, and once you get to 12, we said 12, the Twins, who the Yankees just beat, and it was a great game. Yankee fans talking Aaron Judge, AL MVP. At least AL MVP talk because of it. I mean, it's going to go up between Vlad and Ohtani. Ohtani's going to have to get it because just historically speaking, how can you really go up against that? And then, I mean, No one has pitched a game, started a game while leading the league in home runs since Babe Ruth exactly 100 years ago this year, 100 seasons ago. It hasn't been done since then. So it's really hard to argue that. And Vlad Guerrero's in the mix for the Triple Crown, which I don't know. The Giants just won, by the way. So the Padres are no longer going to have that slot in the wild card as of tonight. But they're going to have to get rid of the Triple Crown being just the batting average because so much attention is being paid to on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS, on-base plus slugging. And usually if you lead the league in home runs, batting average, you're going to have somewhere you're going to walk a lot, maybe strike out a lot, but you're going to have a high on-base percentage. It's going to lead you to have a high slugging percentage as well. He's having such a major season that it's in the conversation against Ohtani. For to win the MVP over Ohtani, but I don't see it happening, and I don't mind a co MVP because he's in the running for the playoffs, and they just smacked the team yesterday, 20 runs in the fourth inning or something like that. I think Bqeperspective is on the team as well, which is makes me feel old as fuck. Makes me stare at my hairline a little longer. But Bqeperspective and Vlad Guerrero on the same team, the sons of two good ball players. Vlad being a legend. We have a short on Vlad and the chase rate and how he's the complete opposite of his father. His father was definitely, he's what Javi Baez thinks he is. Vlad Guerrero used to hit anything. You could not get a pitch by him, and he was putting the bat to the ball, and he wasn't striking out a lot. He was a rare breed, just a legendary ball player. But going back to Wainwright and Molina, man, I think they said this was his 302nd game that they played together. Molina is retiring next year. He's trying to convince Wainwright to stay for one more year and they can retire together, that's so dope. The Mets talked about how Wainwright, Keith Hernandez and Gary Cohen, best in the business, by the way, best in the business. Yankee fans hate that. I don't know why. We got the best broadcast in the business. They spoke about how Wainwright has stayed in the best shape of his life, damn near, and definitely the best shape of his last 4 or 5 years. Giants clinch the NL West, or they clinch the playoffs. And they also spoke to, and that was in a conversation or a topic about how does Wainwright, think about the league? What does he think about the league? And he thinks that there are way more one-dimensional players nowadays. Again, speaking back to the chase rate, people are focused on that, and it's analytics taking over everything. What do they call it? The assimilation, as we join at the hip with computers. It's an analytical world, and Molina and Wainwright haunted us. They ripped our hearts out of our chest. They spoke about Gary Cohen and Keith Hernandez spoke about that as well. When the torment started, it was when 2006 playoffs, Wainwright was at the plate. That curveball that froze Beltran, which I've since forgiven him for. Recently, forgot the Facebook user. Facebook Mets fandom is crazy. But he made a great. I forgot the user's name. He made a great point. He said, "Yo, not for nothing, man. Nobody would have swung against that pitch or been successful." And Gary Cohen went into how that at bat they started with a changeup, and Wainwright the entire season didn't ever start in at bat with a changeup, which was it was a relief to hear in hindsight, because you're like, you want to be mad at Beltran, especially Beltran, especially the way he came in, similar to Javi and Lindor, even though Lindor somehow, we're going to get to that in a minute, that game from the other night against the Yankees, they seem to be embracing the spotlight. These guys are, there's some backlash from old school guys. They don't like all the showing off. They don't like that how Javi is and how Lindor are. They just, they're flashy. But it's a real, I don't want to, stereotype us, but that's how Latinos, that's how we play ball. And they're Puerto Rocks. They're two bodies. So if you watch us play ball, go uptown, you come to New York, go uptown and Washington Heights. That's how they play ball every weekend like that. Hyped up, crazy music in the background, same old dancing, going nuts. And they seem to embrace it, but Beltran wasn't really. I don't know if he's in the conversation to come back as a coach, but he was never able to actually get his feet wet and coach the Mets because of the Houston Astros scandal. Scandal. How you have a scandal in sports? We are so like dramatic about everything. Like, are they really 1,000 years from now, if they're even playing baseball again, and if it evolves to something else, they're gonna read the history books and talk about us like we're nuts. Like the Houston Astros scandal when they were smacking the top of garbage cans to tip off the pitches. But Beltran was lost. They took him. They had to remove him as a coach, I guess, out of embarrassment, because the other guy's back in Boston, isn't he? The coach, I forgot his name. He's the only one that seems to be out of a job now. But he was a reluctant star. Julio Franco pushed him out of the dugout to take a curtain call, his first curtain call, and after Beltran hit a home run in a major. It was a major game. Forgot what game that was. I think it was against the Phillies, if I'm not mistaken. And he forced Beltran out for the curtain call. He went through something similar with like Javi and everybody. And he didn't just take the booze like a man. So I tweeted the other day, it would have been very interesting to see Beltran as a coach with Javi there. Like, he probably would have spoke to him. They're all Puerto Rocks, Puerto Rican guys, and it would have been interesting to see them and see him coach those kids, because they are kids, going crazy, millionaires, just playing ball. And ever since then, though, Javi's been doing his thing. But just to finish up the Wainwright and Yadi thing, Yadi Molina is gonna have to get respect. I'm gonna once I'm done with this, I can put it up on YouTube. Put in a link for a really great video explaining why Yadi Molina is a top 10 catcher of all time. And today was just a reminder of it. I mean, are they saying 19 years? This is his 19th season that he's been in the league. Age 39. Bayamon, another Puerto Rock. Drafted 2000. career since 04. Yeah, so this is 17 seasons. Or 18 if you count. Yeah, I'd say 18 seasons. The way he commands a game, the way he throws runners out, but most importantly, it's the way he commands the game, the way he moves along. When they zoom in on him, he's looking right at the batter to see if they're trying to peek. He's always engaging. He's like a point guard out there for a head coach. Just amazing. Benji Molina was really good. Yadi at this point defensively, you might have to put him above Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan was another dude in the steroid era, but even before steroids, he was amazing. He looked like he had a era before steroids. Damn, I spent 20 minutes on that shit. Oh man, yeah, the Mets lost. I go over that some other time. My bad. I kicked myself out, and I'm back in here. The Mets lost. But before that, we were just taking just Sunday night. I don't know how my wife didn't wake up. My daughter was still up doing homework. She's bugging. Shout out to her. An unbelievable game. It was the Lindor game. It was 3 for 4. It put. They say he was welcome in New York. That was his moment. He finally crossed over. He's just heating up. Like they didn't. The part that was frustrating to me about Lindor was with the fans. This guy skipped the minor league rehab to come back because he knew we were missing offense, and he knew he was warming up by July, and he knew at least he can give something. He knew he's worth $300 million. He knows all this stuff, and he tries to say the right things. After hitting his second home run, he rounded the bases, and he started popping off, and that led to Giancarlo Stanton rounding the bases and damn near stopping at shortstop to tell him off and let him know he didn't like what he said. And Lindor kind of like looked like he put his arms up, like, nah, come on, it wasn't about you to stand a third. But at that point, I was thinking, bro, you took this to a whole nother level. Spotlight's all on you now. You're coming to bat. I think that was the 7th inning. Then he batted in the 8th. But I knew he was coming up because it was 3 innings left. Stanton tied the game with that home run. I knew Lindor had to bat. So it was 2 seconds before he went to at bat. I said, this next at bat by Lindor is must-see TV right now. This is must-see TV. He put all the marbles on the table. And then you heard the way, I forgot that guy's name, the commentator on ESPN. The way he responded was dope. A-Rod going crazy. Oh. A-Rod hates the Yankees, by the way. He might be friends with them. He might do business with them. He hates them. I could tell he hates their guts. They did something to him, or they might hate each other. I don't think the Yankees really like him. He's close to Poppy, right? Big Poppy. He kind of sucks commentating. Everyone's saying the same thing about A-Rod, but you heard him there with the way he was responding like a fan, like he was excited to see that. That was ill for A-Rod to do. And I forgot my man's name, but he said Santa Maria. He was speaking Spanish the whole night. He's hilarious. He's that guy's. I gotta find his name, man. I don't disrespect my man because he made a classic. He provided a classic call for the Lindor game and that Lindor home run, the Lindor moment. He provided the classic call for my man. Is it Matt Vasgarian? Vasgarian? Here's the Spanish. No, that was that was Spanish. Yeah, Matt Vasgarian. Vasgarian. I don't want to disrespect his name. Matt Vasgarian with the call. Providing a ill call for the Mets fans. Couldn't get no better. Lindor showed up. That was amazing. Also, Javi Baez, he's been on fire too. They all got slowed down today. Lindor had a hit off of Wainwright tonight. It was a single. And he went to third base on the Conforto single. But Javi Baez has been hot, man. You see here, shout out to Mets Analytics. 415 average, first in the majors, 478 on base percentage, 732 slugging. Since the thumbs down scandal, he's just been amazing, bro. He gives you a headache. He's kind of like J.R. Smithish with his magic. Like J.R. Smith was, if he was ever focused, like I gotta give Javi El Mago props because he's focused. Way more focused than J.R. Smith was, but they have that same, like White Chocolate and Jason Williams, the point guard in the NBA. They have that same magical feel, but then all of a sudden they do something just like But Javi was the one holding us down, and we're waiting on our boy. We're waiting on our boy Nemo, man. That's he didn't play today. I think he was ready. He's supposed to be ready this week. Hopefully he gets in there. Hopefully he gets in there and he comes back. And because we need him at leadoff. Like Villard, he did what he had to do. That's something we have to highlight for Luis Rojas, who, I mean, we go online, they don't have anything good to say about Luis Rojas, man. They don't. Like, we find every chance to pounce on him, almost rightfully so. A lot of these pitchers, I think Ty Walker, who was tipping his pitches and led to the whistle scandal on Saturday. I think he could have batted an extra inning, but definitely yesterday I felt like, where was Loop, Aaron Loop? I thought he should have came in. He should have never pitched to Stanton. I'm not sure if that was his fault though. I don't think everyone was blaming Rojas for that, but how can you blame him for that? McCann was sitting on the outside of the plate. That pitch veers right into the inside, low. It wasn't a changeup. I think it was either a four-seamer, and Stanton smacked it. I don't think he wanted that. I don't think Rojas wanted to pitch to him. They knew they had Rizzo up next, a lefty who was struggling against lefties. And He pitched a beautiful changeup to start the at bat against Gardner before he eventually struck him out. He has a nice changeup, but aside from that, for him to make a mistake in that moment, I don't understand. This is above Rojas now. Like, I don't understand what anyone saw in this guy, in Brad Hand, before the season started. They lost a free agency battle against Hand. I think Toronto signed them. They let him go. If I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals picked him up and let him go quickly. He was on a National League team before, a different National League team before he came to the Mets. He comes to the Mets. I have not been impressed with him whatsoever. The Brett Gardner at bat was great. They should have just intentionally walked Stanton. Like, I did not understand that play at all. Maybe that's what they're saying about that at bat, that Rojas could have just intentionally walked this guy. I don't know if there's a new rule about that either. If you can't intentionally walk anybody anymore, but it was a bad pitch by Hand. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he had money on the game. That felt like he had money on the game. But sometimes going back to Rojas, I think he just takes out pitches way too fast. And you can tell when he puts the pinch hitter in the game. It's the bottom of the inning, and you're pinch hitting for the pitcher. Taking away a little mystique. I don't know if those rules changed in the last couple of years, where you have to pinch hit for the pitcher and have somebody on the on deck circle. You can't fake the funk and not announce it until the at bat. I don't know, but he has done that. The Ty Walker game against the Dodgers stands out to me the most. The entire season, where there was an error by Villar on third base. So somebody gets on base there. Then there was a bloop single. I think it was Will Smith on the Dodgers. And you had runners on first and third. And then he takes him out of the game because he didn't want to face, I think it was Turner. Because Mookie Betts wasn't. We didn't play Mookie Betts those back-to-back weekends against the Dodgers. He wasn't in. I forgot who it was he didn't want to face. And he wanted to bring Loop in, who eventually gave up the runs. But I'd rather Ty Walker be there. He was, beginning to be on fire. Kind of similar with the Yankee game on Saturday, the 9-11 game. He started off bad, and then he was killing. That was supposedly with the whistle scandal. You guys whistling that? That was supposedly the whistle scandal by with the Yankees. Villar thought that the Yankees or that Ty Walker was giving away his pitches, so the Yankees were whistling or whatever. To me, even if they were, I don't care. So what? Listen, I'm an advocate of the Houston Astros. Keep buying more garbage cans. But it means something to them. It's obviously a disconnect with myself and them. They feel like that's Bush League, and I think it's dope. Whistling is like rudimentary to me. If you see something, why wouldn't you do it? Something similar happened with the Blue Jays and Orioles. I forgot the pitcher's name. Oh, I forgot his name. He wanted to fight the Orioles manager. He thought they were whistling and giving away, or they were saying, "Oh, andale." That's hilarious. The wasn't May. I forgot the guy's name on the Blue Jays, the pitcher. He thought the Orioles dugout was yelling something to tip the batters about his slider or his curveball, because the manager on the Orioles, I think, was familiar with him, and he was started talking crap to the Orioles bench, and the manager on the Orioles was going cursing a storm up, and he must have realized there's nobody in the park, so the cameras picked up, the microphones picked up his banter. He even apologized after the game. That was hilarious. That was funny as hell. So that happened with Ty Walker on Saturday with the Mets, and he settled down after that. After they had a meeting at the mound with Villar, the pitching coach came out And I forgot who else. They huddled up and they discussed something. And ever since then, after that period, Ty Walker was on fire against the Yankees. Um, Obviously they won that game, so you can't really question, when he took out Walker from the game. But that game against the Dodgers stood out to me. Stroman, I think, can go a little more into the distance than Rojas allows him to. Again, we just went over the innings pitched. That I just don't fully understand that stat, but it stands out to me because if they're, I would have to think they're talking about the starters and that how far they go into a game, because it's half. They go 5 innings, maybe 6, and with that being the case, you got to have a 2.0 ERA, a 2.5, 3 to allow that to be the trend for your pitching staff. The starting pitching is only going to be in there for 5 innings. Well, they can't give up any runs. They can't. The Yankees have issues though. Aaron Judge came back today. He left the game in the 3rd or 4th inning on Sunday night, and he came in today. He had an MVP like game, like I said earlier. But the Mets issues that they're gonna have to address next year, man. Steve Cohen tweeted about it, right? He talked about he's focused on OPS, on base percentage. The Mets are in the bottom third of the league. Everyone, the same thing with the innings pitched that I pointed out earlier. Everyone in the top 10 except for the Nationals and was the Nationals, I think Miami, that are in the top 10 in OPS. They're all in the playoff picture. They're all competitive. So the Mets are in the bottom third of the league. They're like 8th in the league. Maybe after the last week, that might have changed. They may have changed. With Baez killing the way that he did, Lindor picking up over the weekend. Let's see, hitting. Yeah, you see here. These year leaders in OPS. Blue Jays just smoking them. You see the top 5 is who? Blue Jays, Astros, Red Sox, Giants. Giants, best record in the league. Tampa doesn't come in until 10th. But everyone here, except for the Nationals and the White Sox. No, the White Sox are in the playoffs. They're good. Everyone here except the Nationals are in playoff contention. And look at the size of the OPS. It's a 50-point difference between Toronto and Cincinnati. It's a 46-point difference. And there's an 19-point difference between Toronto and the Astros. 30-point difference with Boston. So Toronto offensively they're monsters. You know who's not a monster offensively? Take a wild guess. Mets 8th in the league. But look, The Mariners damn near last. Also, they're not great. Look, Cleveland. The Cardinals are not great either. They don't score. The Cubs. Who in here is in playoff contention? The Mets, Seattle, and that's it. That's their biggest issue. They can't score runs. They can't score runs. And they don't hit with runners in scoring position. But a lot of that comes from Lindor not being there. Javi's coming in there to step up for somebody. But Yadi, listen, he's serviceable and everything. But what's the guy on the Cardinals? This guy, 8-time. He starts his career off 8 years in a row with a Gold Glove. Is it? Why are they making it this hard to go to the roster? Yeah, that was scary. The umpire got hit in the face with a throw from second base during the game. The first base umpire, he got smacked up. He was bleeding immediately. He stayed in the game though. Trooper. By the way, shout out to Ted Barrett, the second base umpire in that game versus the Yankees on when they got chippy. Shout out to Styles P. He got chippy on Sunday night. Shout out to Ted Barrett, who when Luis Rojas, who's fit, ran out there to second base to argue a call or something, and Ted Barrett was towering over him, looking like the Undertaker. He was getting ready to choke slam anybody. And when the benches cleared after Stanton rounded the bases, he got in between, like in front of Lindor. Lindor didn't want no problem. Everyone saying he didn't want no problems with Stanton. Ted Barrett, the second base umpire in that game, the Lindor game, he had 3 home runs. Ted Barrett either fought or sparred with Evander Holyfield back in the day. Nobody wants any parts of that guy. A-Rod spoke highly of him. He said, yo, that guy's a gentleman. Nice dude. But he will beat you down. And he looks like it. He looks like it. Real quick, I'll finish this off. But this good standings. Come on with this, man. Players. I can't go to the players. What are we doing, guys? Depth chart. Third base, Nolan Arenado. He's 30 years old. No, that's the second base. Is that his? No, yeah. This guy has 8 Gold Gloves in a row to start off his career. Drafted in 2009. He's been in the league since 2013. He started off in Colorado. Damn, St. Louis picked this guy up. On-base percentage. Oh, no, on-base per slug is 800. This is the batting average. 254, 308 on-base, 499 slugging. He had 31 home runs this year. What is this guy's contract? Holy cannoli. See, because his numbers, you think because he was in Colorado, there's a little BS in the pie. There was a little sprinkle, a little bit of BS. No. He had 31 home runs this year. Let's take a look at his splits. Yeah, 41, 40, 42, 41, 37, 38, 41 home runs before he got, looks like he got hurt. Oh, it was, yeah, last year was a COVID year. This guy's a beast. I just got back into baseball this year after like a 7-year hiatus. And I'm focusing more on baseball and the Mets and my Giants coming up. I got a Daniel Jones rant coming up this week. He's atrocious. I call him the white Dante Culpepper. Dante Culpepper white. He's atrocious. Averaging more than a fumble a game. Anyway, this guy, Arenado, what did they sign him to? Wow. Had been set to be paid $199 million over 6 seasons, $260 million, 8-year contract with the Rockies. Look, it's extra $15 million. Cards defer $50 million in amended deal. Contract was amended when the All-Star third baseman was traded to the Cardinals by the Rockies, adding $15 million in salary for 2027 to leave him owed $214 million over 7 seasons by St. Louis. The way Gary Cohen and he's not just a regular Gold Glove guy. The way Gary Cohen and them talk about, he said he's a vacuum cleaner at third base. That Machado is good. He's really great defensively, but he ain't. Y'all know he's been MIA. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you, my man. We here, my brother. I'm just talking about the Mets. Oh, I'm not typing again because this thing said type twice. Christopher Kanyuaka. Thanks for tuning in. Me talking to myself all day. As we get on the Mets, the schedule got to get down packed. We full-time workers, but we getting this together. Doing the music thing soon. Another hip hop podcast coming soon. I wanted to get on the live. That's my first time going live on YouTube and Twitch. Follow us on Twitch too. Same name. Put it in perspective, Chris. I'm on there. I'm getting started with that also. I'm doing this thing from StreamYard right now. About to wrap it up soon. You got any questions? You watch baseball? Wonder if he's still on here. Oh. Yeah, so I think that's it with the Mets. Yes, sir. Oh, who's your team, Chris? Are we talking Yankees? I'm a Mets fan. I did have a Yankees issues. They did their thing today. I saw Aaron Judge. I saw Aaron Judge had an MVP caliber game, according to some of the fans on Twitter. Even B was saying that. How you feeling about them? We beat y'all the other night, but you guys are still in the mix. We're 4 games back. You're right there. I could tell you real quick. Share. I think Boston just won. Yankees fam. How you feeling? How you feeling about the playoff spot? Yankees 80 and 6. Yeah, for me, and Toronto's right there too. Toronto, they can easily lose this place right here. Toronto can easily lose a wild card spot. I know they're on fire right now. But the Yankees are missing Cole. Hopefully he gets back in there for them. To be a stopper like that, you just can't. You can't look what's happening with DeGrom. It threw us all off. And I'm not sure who you guys are missing offensively, but Voit was hurt for most of the year. He could barely play. That was a big mistake on Friday. I thought by AJ is the coldest in the game for me, fam. But we ain't got the bullpen to really win everything. I saw that, man. I saw that. I realize it now with Green pitching to Lindor. I saw it on Twitter. Yankee fans are like, "Yo, what are you doing pitching to why have him in a game?" I saw everything the Yankees been complaining about all year, and I thought, after the All-Star break, they did a really good job. B broke that down really well. He liked what they did. But losing Cole, that's major. Because he can win some games for you. Can shut down, that game 1 of a series and then come back game 5, game 6 if they can win the extra game. Once you win game 1, that guarantees Cole pitching game 5 or 6. But they need more than that. And yeah, the bullpen sucks. Our bullpen is like, they don't suck as bad. The Mets bullpen is not as trash. We got high heat and everything. They're just like Javi Baez, like they're gonna do that J.R. Smith impression where they just do something crazy. And like Diaz gave us a heart attack when he pitched to Stanton. We had straight up, we were gonna go in cardiac arrest. We could have, because Stanton was just, I was saying earlier, they made a mistake of pitching to him. I think that was a mistake by hand. They should have just intentionally walked Stanton, but yeah, I can't see without a bullpen and more than one starting pitcher, the Yankees or the Mets have no business being in the playoffs. Like, it's almost like we don't want to make it unless we have a chance for the championship. Let's regroup. We got to go in the bullpen. We need the Yankees infield is suspect too, Chris. I'm not feeling I know they moved the shortstop to second base today, but that left side of the infield is horrible. Gary Sanchez, oh my God. I was just talking about Yadi Molina earlier, how he's like, he might have passed Ivan Rodriguez as the best defensive catcher, especially in modern day. But Gary Sanchez is the complete opposite of that. He's like what Mike Piazza was too, behind the plate. But Mike Piazza made up for it at in the batter's box. Gary Sanchez is frustrating. 57 pass balls since 2017, something like that. They put on the television yesterday on the screen. That's horrible. Especially watching Molina today. He's a magician out there. A magician. So I feel you on that. I don't want the Mets to make it either. If this is what we're gonna end up with. 7-0 to the Cardinals we lost tonight. But my brother Chris, thanks for tuning in. That was love. I'm about to sign off though. Gotta re-edit this. B will be back with something for the Put It in Perspective podcast. This is my friendly fire joint that I'm loading up, by the way. Let's go Mets. Hopefully we finish up stronger than this. 17 games to go. This has been horrible. Signing off. Oh, one more comment from Chris. We out here, fam. My dude. Signing off. You already know. It's your boy Raimundo Telemundo, as the crowd speaks, or as they say. See y'all later.